City Council to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Here.
Brubaker?
Here.
Kimmons?
Here.
Kaiser?
Here.
Lucas?
Thank you. Looking at the agenda for this evening, are there any corrections to the agenda? Hearing no corrections, is there a motion to approve the agenda for this evening?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
If anyone has business in front of the council this evening, there's a registration card in the back. And when the time comes that you want to speak to an issue that is on the agenda or anything else at the end, please present that to the clerk, and you'll have a maximum of 4 minutes to address council. Moving on to the minutes from the last meeting. Everyone's had those minutes submitted to them in the council packet. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes of the last council meeting? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to public hearing, which is brings us to receipt of bids for ball field renovations.
Yes, Mayor, we received one bid for the ball field renovations. That was from Turfmark for $75,025. We ask that these bids be accepted.
Questions about the bids? Anything you want to add, Mr. Bach? All right. So hearing no questions, is there a motion to accept the bids?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the consent agenda, there's number 3, 4, and 5 that are on tonight's consent agenda. Is there anyone opposed to leaving those items on the consent agenda? All right, hearing none, is there a motion for the reading of the consent agenda?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting the bid and authorizing ball field renovations by Turfmark Services LLC, which is resolution number R1293. Resolution number R1294. A resolution approving a governmental consulting services agreement between the City of Moberly, Missouri and Zamkus and Associates LLC, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the city. Resolution R1295, a resolution authorizing and accepting a change order to the agreement with For Him Construction LLC.
Thank you. Any discussion of any of the resolutions in the consent agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So move.
It's been
Second.
moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolutions are passed. So that will bring us to item number 6, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance authorizing a cooperative agreement for infill development. Asked to be read twice for consideration by title only.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading.
An ordinance authorizing a cooperative agreement for infill development with Janelle Jacobson.
All right, for the reading of the ordinance. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, second reading.
An ordinance authorizing a cooperative agreement for infill development with Janelle Jacobson.
Okay, for the second reading of the ordinance, any further discussion? What's your time frame on this, Mr. Bach, as far as in this?
Oh, wait, you're talking, this is mine. That's Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's all right. What is the time frame with this?
So how it would work is if you agree to this, they would have to put a $1,000 deposit down, which would be held, and they would have 12 months to file for a building permit application. So they'd have to bring in plans and file for a building permit. If they fail to do that, the $1,000 would be forfeited. After that, if they come in and get a building permit, then they have 6 months to complete the construction of the house. Again, failure on that would be forfeit $1,000. The money is held, it's really a donation a lot. The money is held and utilized to reimburse them or pay off their fees that are associated with the city, like building permits, tap permits, things like that. So that $1,000 is kind of the leverage, and we wouldn't issue a deed until they filed for and brought in plans and got a building permit.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Lucas?
Okay, motion carries, the ordinance passed. Moving on to number 7, an ordinance.
Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance approving a settlement agreement and providing further authority. Ask for it to be read twice for approval.
All right, for the motion for the reading of the ordinance, is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading.
An ordinance approving a settlement agreement and providing further authority.
All right, for the first reading of the ordinance, any discussion? Hearing none, second reading.
An ordinance approving a settlement agreement and providing further authority.
All right, you've heard the second reading of the ordinance. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
It's been motioned. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Lucas?
All right, motion carries. The ordinance is passed. Moving on to number 8, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance approving an equipment storage and standby installment purchase agreement and providing further authority. I ask it to be read twice for consideration of passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the ordinance. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading.
An ordinance approving an equipment storage and standby installment purchase agreement and providing further authority.
All right, for the first reading of the ordinance. Any questions? Hearing none, second reading.
An ordinance approving an equipment storage and standby installment purchase agreement and providing further authority.
All right, heard the second reading of the ordinance. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Lucas?
All right, the motion carries. The ordinance is passed. That will bring us to number 9, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I have an ordinance approving an equipment lease purchase agreement. Asked to be read twice for consideration by title only.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the ordinance. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading.
An ordinance approving an equipment lease purchase agreement and providing further authority.
All right, you've heard the first reading of the ordinance. Questions? Hearing none, second reading.
An ordinance approving an equipment lease purchase agreement and providing further authority.
All right, you've heard the second reading of the ordinance. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Lucas?
All right, motion carries. The ordinance is passed. That will bring us to number 10.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution supporting a transportation alternative program grant application. Ask for it to be read for approval.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution supporting a transportation alternative program grant application.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Any further discussion? Mr. Sanders, is there anything you want to add to this? Was this something that you had kind of as a to-do list and then decided that we wanted to prioritize this, or how long has this been in the works?
We had applied for this previously, And when we found out MoDOT was going to do the north side of Rollins Street, and not the south side because it wasn't on the right of way, in their right of way, so we felt like this was gonna be important to have both sides matching of Rollins Street, where citizens are gonna see one side done, the other side not completed. So we had applied for this previously. Hopefully there's more funding available this year, so there's up to $500,000 available. And so we feel like we'll be able to complete the project, and there's also more money district-wide, so we'll feel we'll have a better shot at getting this done. MoDOT is going to be completing their north half this year, is the way I understand it, so hopefully we can get funded and have the south side completed next year.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Hearing no further discussion, is there a motion for approval?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The resolution is passed. Moving on to number 11, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution authorizing the submission of applications for ARPA grant funding for the Wabash Heights stormwater improvements. I ask that they be read once for consideration of passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution authorizing the submission of applications for ARPA grant funding for the Wabash Heights stormwater improvements.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Is there something you wanted to? Oh, okay. Hearing no discussion, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. That will bring us on to number 12, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution approving 4 permanent water line easements and authorizing the city manager to execute. Has to be read for consideration.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution approving 4 permanent water line easements and authorizing the city manager to execute said instruments on behalf of the city.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution is passed. That will bring us to number 13, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the granting of a conditional use permit to the Moberly School District to construct an alternative education school. Ask for it to be read for consideration.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the granting of a conditional use permit to the Moberly School District to construct an alternative education school.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Mr. Crane, anything you want to add? There's a lot of moving parts in this.
No, we are waiting,
Summarize.
we are waiting to hear back from the school district, but it hopefully will go to their board, I think, July 12th.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. Moving on to 14, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri, and I ask that it be read once for consideration of passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri in the amount of $252,870.33.
I hereby certify that there is sufficient money standing to the credit of the city of Moberly, Missouri, unappropriated in the several funds covered by this resolution to meet the requirements of this resolution. Submitted Gregory L. Hodge, City Treasurer. Any further discussion of the resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution is passed. So we'll move on. Is there anything else to come in front of the council? So we'll move on then to 16, and that will be, oh, I'm sorry, I got 15. We'll move to 15, which is appointment of two new members to the Airport Advisory Board.
Yes, Mayor,
Frank?
we have 2 openings coming up in July. We have solicited and received 2 applications for those openings, Lori Miller and Ren Johannenberg.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Sanders? All right. Any discussion of the applicants? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Members are appointed. So that will bring us to the end of the meeting, and so I would entertain a motion to adjourn to the work session, followed by a closed session. Is there a motion to that effect?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Lucas?
All right, so motion carries. We are adjourned from the regular session of the Moberly Council meeting, and we'll move on and open the work session meeting and move to that agenda. And first up on the agenda is a request from MACC to hold their annual Art on the Block.
Yes, Mayor, we received this annual request. It's gone through public safety, and we are recommending that approval.
All right. Questions, anyone? Does that include any street blockers?
Yes, they are closing down College.
Okay. So when we do that, are we using our barricades? We're using private barricades? Who's responsible for blocking the street? Who will unblock the street?
I don't know what they haven't asked us. Yeah. So they haven't involved us in the past, that I'm aware of.
Okay, well, we may have to discuss that further, but anyone else? Anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, no opposition. That'll move forward to the next meeting. And we'll move to number 2, discussion regarding repairs to Seven Bridges Road lift station pump.
Dana's got this one in the next one. You want to do this one in the next one?
Yeah, this is repairs to an existing pump that has been in service 10 years and is in need of a rebuild. There's 3 pumps in the station. This is one of 3, and it is a sole source due to the pump vendor that is licensed to be the pump manufacturer representative here in eastern Missouri is the one that warrants the parts, and that any other competitor would have to buy parts from, resulting in higher costs.
All right. Anybody have questions about this item?
I got a question.
Mr. Brubaker.
I'm just curious, was this planned or ahead of time that
This
you knew?
was not planned.
It's
no.
kind of a
This
surprise.
failed in June. We were able to get the vendor out and take a look at it and determine after inspection that it required rebuild.
So it probably wasn't in the budget then.
It was not.
Okay.
No, there is O&M budget set aside for these
Okay.
expenditures.
Thank you.
So once you do the rebuild, I'm looking at the warranty, but I really don't want to read it right now, but
The
What kind of
parts
time
are
do you-
warranted for 1 year.
1 year. Wow. All right. Okay, anybody else? Anybody opposed to moving that forward? All right, that'll move forward to the next meeting. And then we'll move on to a discussion regarding the purchase of a utility bill payment kiosk.
During 2021 and frequent turnover within the billing department, it was identified that consideration of a bill paying kiosk or an alternative method of delivering bill paying access to customers would be worthy of consideration. I contacted multiple vendors, up to 4, using some website information that identified various vendors, and received feedback from those 4, 2 of which don't really engage in utility bill paying kiosks. They deal with many other kiosks. So we had narrowed it down to 2 at that point, who do in fact have several hundred installations each across the U.S. We evaluated those based on references provided. The feedback we received from the utilities, having purchased from either brand, were very positive. One of those utilities, I have a past working relationship with their public works director. So he was able to give me feedback on it and refer me to a member of his staff who was also able to give us feedback. So that one was absolutely authentic as far as it goes. And it just so happens it's the brand that has made it to this point in our procurement process. And that would be U.S. Payments. They were the lowest price, and they were by far the lowest annual service cost price than their immediate competitor. So that's what you see in front of you is that choice. It also happens to be, and was weighed strongly in our evaluation, the fact that they also provide the utility bill paying kiosk in Bratcher's grocery store. That is an Ameren unit that we would be able to piggyback on and offer bill paying access at that location as well. We would pay a per transaction cost, which would be slightly higher than our own, but in return, they have indicated that we can offer the same service to Ameren customers at our kiosk. So it's kind of a give and take both ways. So it's really nice that we can offer to our customers, the Moberly ratepayers, the opportunity to use either or for the capital cost of only one unit.
Questions, anyone? Mr. Kimmons?
Yeah, I just think this is a win-win. I like what it's doing for the general public, and I also like the opportunity to realign some duties in the building department, maybe enhance those positions a little bit. So kudos, I think it's a good deal.
Thank you.
Mr. Kaiser?
Yeah, U.S. Payments offers other ways to pay bills, like through an app on the phone. They offer IVR through the phone, like if you called in to make payments, as well as the over the web. Do we use them currently for any of that?
We do not use them currently, and it remains to be resolved whether we would partake of their offering, even though it's available, because we may want to use the IVR supplied by Cassell software. Is that correct?
And that software is called the Express Bill Pay. Okay. So we've already contracted with them as part of our Cassell deal. So we will be bringing that online with the software.
Okay, so and that'll have like the phone app and
yes,
things like that. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So they'll have the choice to basically if they want to pay it online to either deal with an operator or punch it in themselves, or they can just log directly into their account and pay it that way with one click.
Fair enough. It looks like a really neat offering. That's why I didn't know if we were. But that's
and U.S. Payments was the vendor that had of the 2 that we compared most closely, was the one that had 2 experiences with Cassell and had seamless integration with it. So that weighed a little bit heavily in our decision.
Mr. Brubaker?
I had a couple of questions. One I just thought of, I know mine's set up on auto debit, and I was curious how many customers currently use that option.
We just did that this morning, in fact, and there was, I think, 1,015 customers now that are utilizing it to the tune of about $110,000 every month.
Out of how many total customers?
A little over 5,000 accounts.
Okay. And then on this one here, the kiosk, if I read this right, they can use plastic to make their payment, credit cards on this. Is
Or
that
a
right?
personal check.
Or a personal check. Can they use cash also?
They can use cash.
And then that brings me to another question. Who handles the cash going out, actually picking up the cash?
Current billing staff will handle the cash, and it will be an interior access there will be no access from the exterior. So it'll be exactly like it is now with building staff handling cash.
So you would
and
have two,
the checks.
I assume
They
you
would
had like two
retrieve those
people.
out of the machine and be able to stock the machine to get it ready for the next day's service.
Okay.
Well, I guess my question was, you might have answered some of it, but so if you have this kiosk, is the work that's done on it going to integrate with our accounting with the Cassell so that we don't say, oh, we got fouled up and it didn't add on to the monthly accounting for bills and stuff in the software that we're going to use going forward?
Yes, they've assured us that since they've worked with Cassell and other installations, it should be a seamless transition.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Thank you very much. Anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, that'll move forward to the next meeting. All right, that brings us to number 4, resolution authorizing the Moberly Moose Lodge to host a burnout event.
So we received this request, and as you know, we've had other events out there and had mixed things. We're not necessarily saying for or against, but I mean, I don't think it's really staff's opinion or decision. If you look at this location for outdoor recreational activities as an ongoing occurrence, it technically requires a conditional use. So I mean, I think staff would recommend that it goes to P&Z and try to get a blanket conditional use for this and future events, and then they can kind of put a blanket of here's the things we want to try to achieve. And that gives the public in that area a chance to hear about it, and also the Planning and Zoning Commission can make a determination on that and like set some guidelines for ongoing outdoor events there.
All right. Questions, anyone? Mr. Kaiser.
I like the idea of P&Z for future events. My biggest concern is they would like to hold this on August 20th.
I saw that.
And in order to do that, they would have had to have the information in this week to get on this month's P&Z.
Yes.
So I feel like this event would be in jeopardy if we said, hey, you got to go back to P&Z. They were kind enough to have already come last month, and we pushed them to the staff. So I feel like we need to approve this so they can have their event if that's the choice of the council. And then, but I agree with you for the future, maybe do something with P&Z for a long-term thing. In regards to noise and so on, my question is, how long has the Moose Lodge been out there? It's
Long time. It was there prior to residential.
Exactly. So I feel like I personally would have voted to approve this. Personally.
Well, do we have any legal issue with going and from here forward saying you're going to have to go to P&Z for future approvals?
I don't think so. I think it's a good reference to say, we're saying whatever you will determine on this particular event, but future events is just to get a conditional use, as they do have ongoing outdoor recreational activities. I'm not opposed to those, but I think we need to understand what all is going to occur out there and have everybody have a say where we can make some determinations. Do we need some ongoing screening from the residential on the north end? You know, how much setback should be retained? I mean, the one issue that really became an issue was when they had the dirt track racing or the car racing, and it was very close proximity and there was no real buffer to the residential. That's what raised the most concerns from the neighbors. You know,
So if we move it forward and approve this one, but vote that it will be a temporary approval and it will have to go to P&Z from here
for
on.
this one specific event, but future things, you know, you should just kind of
Right.
get like an outline of the things you want to
Okay.
possibly have out there, bring them forward to P&Z, and they can look at that.
Okay. All right. So everybody knows that it's not a permanent thing.
May I ask?
Yes, Mr. Kaiser.
May I make a request that the event, I believe that's you, that you meet with the fire department just to make sure your safety issues are resolved before the next council meeting?
Yes.
That's my only request.
Has there been any notification of the departments so do they know that that's coming up?
We just waiting for your all's approval. We have no problem. Anything you tell us that we need to do, we have no problem with.
Just want to make sure, so if it's them unexpected, they'll probably get some calls.
Right. I just like them to review
All right.
the safety with the fire
All right. So that will.
One lady in the apartments that she had an issue with us mowing our yard.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right. That'll move forward to the next meeting. That brings us to a presentation by Walker Brownfield. Mr. Brownfield.
Mic on, can you tell?
He may have.
I'm not sure if the mic's on.
He may have turned.
Check
it
the
off.
mic,
He
sir.
turned it back off.
Hello. Hi. Before I start, I have a handout if you all would like.
Sure.
Pass them on for you.
So I'm here today to ask if we could possibly get a redesign for the Moberly flag. The Moberly flag has been around for about 40 years now, it's been around a while. It's ready for a bit of a redesign. It was last redesigned by Community Betterment in the 80s when my grandfather Paul Walker was a city manager. And besides that, there is a couple issues pertaining to like modern flag design that the flag kind of breaks. And if we were to redesign, it would be worth it to have it follow kind of what's more considered standard flag design principles. As part of this, I have listed an excerpt from an article for an article by the North American Vexillological Association, the 5 basic principles of flag design, just so you know that there is a precedent for these kinds of standards. And I'm not going to go through all the design issues that I have listed in this document, but 2 that I just want to kind of point out are that the overcomplicated seal as well as the text on the flag are both generally considered kind of poor flag design. You know, flags are wave and are seen at a distance, and so it makes complicated designs and text difficult to read. I had already spoken with Moberly Community Betterment, and they would be willing to host a flag design contest to come up with a new design, just for anybody in Moberly to submit, and from there judge for a good new flag. I would say that one thing, if you were to decide to go through with this, one thing to avoid would be design by committee. I kind of had suspicions of it by looking at this current flag and talking to Community Betterment. They also said that it was kind of the case that after the previous design, Community Betterment Design 1, it was then kind of edited or changed, and I think that was a disservice to the winning design.
So specifically, you're saying that you would like us to have a contest and do a look at the redesign of the flag? That's
Yes.
what I'm understanding. Well, I certainly don't want to be the person to decide that, but if it's necessary to review, if you think, then they're certainly going to have a role in it, don't you think, Mr. Crane? What do you recommend?
Well, Mayor, we've been kind of through this before and set really a precedent for how we did it in the past. And if we wanted to redo it, I would just say, in general terms, Community Betterment could handle this type of activity. City staff could. But since it went through Community Betterment the last time they did a design, if that's the wish of the council to see what new design they might come up with, doesn't mean the council has to accept it, or the council can do any other design that they would like, or just leave the flag the way it is.
So they would be open to having a contest if they wanted,
Yeah.
if they decided they would.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's one of the reasons when Walker brought it to the city's attention, staff's attention about the flag and the design, we looked at the approach that was used last time and discovered it was through Community Betterment. Since that organization's still around, we referred Mr. Brownfield to that organization to see if there's any interest there, and there was.
Do you have any thoughts about that, Mr. Kimmons?
Mr. Brownfield, what part would you play in this process?
It depends on what
what they ask you to do.
what they ask me to do. I would be interested in either helping judge, or if they don't want me to be a part of that, I actually have a design at the ready for submitting towards this competition.
Very good. Okay. Thank you.
Well, I'm certainly willing to move forward. I'd like to think about kind of what would be the best group to come up with that. Community betterment today is not the same people that it was in that day, I'm sure. I mean, just backgrounds and all that. Not that they would be able to do that, but might be a mix of the historic preservation people in them too.
And Mayor, I would say it's your all's prerogative on how you would like to handle this. If you want to sub it out or do it ourselves or not do anything.
Why don't we put it on the agenda, and then everyone can think about kind of what to approach, and we'll go from there at that point if there's not a pressing hurry that has to be decided today. But thank you much for your work.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay. Okay, so that concludes the agenda for the work session. Is there anything else to come in front of the council in regards to a work session? I'd like to offer congratulations to Mr. Bach for the fine event that he and his staff and all the other departments executed yesterday. I was there for the end of it. There were a lot of people there. Anybody else make it? You there?
Heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, it was quite an event. Anything you want to say about it? I heard you on the radio. I guess that's all we need, huh? Right. I think your new parking lot did a lot of good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn to work session.
So moved.
And a second.
To close session.
Closed session.
To close session.
I'm sorry. Adjourn from work session to closed session.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all for coming.